All right, do you ever sit down to practice and you're just uninspired, tired of running through the same old drills and stuff? Well, I have an answer for you that might be a little bit surprising. So why don't we step into my lair over here and we'll discuss it. Hey, welcome to Heavy Guitar, the Dark Arts. I'm Zeus Nitro, and this is my cacophonous corner for composition and creativity. So, getting back to our topic at hand, every so often I get bored with what I'm playing. I'm playing all kinds of stuff, I'm learning new stuff. If you're like me, you're doing tons and tons of training on the metronome. It just gets boring after a while. So how do you get out of that drag? Well, one of the things that I do is I simplify. I make it easy, and I'm very focused in what I do. And that is what we're going to call the tribute band mentality. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh man, Zeus, what the hell are you talking about with this tribute band mentality? A true tribute band is very detailed in every aspect, and that's how you have to attack your practice, your development, and also adding to your skills as a guitar player. And that is today's alchemy lesson. So before we start talking about this tribute band mentality thing, and I know what you're saying, you're like, Zeus, why in the world would I want to be like anybody? And that's not really the goal here. And let's go over this. First off, cover band mentality. Everybody knows what a cover band is. They play a bunch of different songs from a bunch of different artists. They do their own kind of interpretations, which is not necessarily a bad thing, and we'll talk about that in a future video. But really the goal is just knowing the song. Knowing the notes are good enough and just playing a listenable rendition is fine. However, a tribute band mentality goes into every detail. Every single detail of a song, in sound, in effects, in how technique is being applied, those are the main goals right there. And nothing less than perfection in sound and technique is acceptable. So when you're in a tribute band and you're trying to recreate either this live or studio experience for the crowd that you're playing for, obviously you're trying to do everything that that artist does. And I'm not saying that you want to turn around and just not be yourself, but you want to add these tools to your toolbox. And we're going to talk about that. Of course, the goal here is to add more spells and potions, which are techniques and tools, to your musical toolbox.
Your technological distinctiveness will be added to our own. Resistance is futile.
We're not trying to turn you into clones. Okay, so you don't want to be a clone because you're just going to fall short. All right, so we're going to listen to a clip right here real quick. It's not a very difficult song. It's actually it's a song by Motley Crue. Mick Mars is a very dynamic player. Now, some of it might be just the way that he plays. He's very sludgy in how he approaches, especially solo work. He also, in this song, Piece of Your Action, in the guitar solo, which is not a hard one to emulate, he uses a guitar slide, and that's how he gets those really cool slides up and down the neck and gets that almost chainsaw type of sound as he goes up and down the neck. The way he does his hammer-ons, his pull-offs, even his picking and his timing, it all creates tension within the music, and that's what people are used to listening to. But there's a lot that's going on technique-wise. Now, I'm not saying go out and play like Mick Mars. It's not it at all. But you can take some of these tools and techniques, and in fact, in a future video, I'm going to show you how I took this Mick Mars type of technique of kind of playing sludgy and how it adds dynamics to a song that I've recently written. So take a listen to this. We'll do a critique right afterward. Okay, so you heard the tune. The guy is a pretty good guitar player, and I'm not trying to slam on the guitar player here. The problem is, because he's not doing the slides, he's not using the whammy bar, it's actually the studio track that's hiding all of the things that are missing from this guitar player's performance. And again, I'm not trying to knock on him, but in trying to emulate all of those imperfections in that solo is how you keep that listener on the seat. And there's a whole host of different tools that you can employ into your creative pursuits later on. So the takeaways on this. First off, simplify. Choose one single master. Pick somebody that's attainable, but still just above your level so that you have something to grasp onto. And believe me, it doesn't matter how good you are at guitar, there's always somebody you can learn from. But take that single master and study them in detail. Emulate them as close to perfection as possible. Take note of the techniques, sounds, effects, everything you might need in the future. For instance, know a lot of people that can play Metallica songs inside and out, but then you ask them to do the guitar solos, and you say, well, where's the wah? And well, I didn't learn the wah part. I just play the solo. It's just a wah pedal. Well, you know what? Using it the way that maybe Kirk Hammett uses it might add more tools and more sounds to your musical toolbox. So take the time to emulate how the effects are being used. And then once you add those items, shut it down, move on to the next master that you're going to study. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please, I hate asking this, but like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, helps us out. If you have any comments, please leave them below. Love to hear back from you. I'm Zeus Nitro. This is Heavy Guitar, the Dark Arts, and we'll catch you next time.